Here with Lady Demons co-head coach Brooke Stoehr as the Lady Demons get ready to hit the road. Coach, it's been nice being home for 2 weeks, but now it's time to go put that 3-0 Southland Conference road record to the test. First stop, UCA, and just looking at the numbers, it looks like a mirror image of you guys. Not a lot of fouls, good defensive team. Safe to say that's a good assumption?
Yeah, I think so. I think the last few games they've struggled to score at times, and they've got a couple of players on the perimeter that can really score the basketball. I think they've tried to find their identity after losing Courtney Duver in the post and have been more perimeter oriented. And they've got some very, very capable players on the perimeter that can score, and we've got to do a great job of keeping them out of the paint, locating shooters, and keeping them off the free throw line. But I think, if you look at what they've done at home over the last few years, they've been very tough to beat there. And I know we haven't won there in the 2 years that we've been here, so it'll be a tough test anytime you go on the road. They're searching for a road win or for a home win to boost their chances at the conference tournament. So it's going to be a tough test. They'll be competing hard, and we'll have to play really well to win. As
with any conference, you've seen a variety of scorers that can play with their back to the basket, perimeter scorers, slashing guards. Maggie Profit, not a lot of points per game, but one of the better shooters in the conference, and again, a test to run people off the line at the three-point arc.
Absolutely, and in our zone, we've got to know where she is. We got to find her in transition. They'll run a number of sets for her to get her a good open look, and she's got a very quick release, is a strong guard that can get a shot up with very little room. So we've got to do a great job of finding her. She's hurt us, she hurt us last year in our game there as far as hitting some big shots at big times when we had taken the lead or cut into the lead. So we've got to do a great job of locating her and not allowing her easy open looks.
On the other side, you've got a great shooter herself in Chelsea Rogers. She's closing in on 100 made threes, but the job she did Saturday against McNeese, career high 27 points, showed the ability to get to the basket, not just be a standstill shooter. So she seems to have grown her game, and confidence-wise, as a senior, that experience you talk about, it really resonates with her.
Well, I think so. I think it's very difficult to guard the ball one-on-one, but when you have three perimeter players, and Janelle, Keisha, and Chelsea, that are all shooting above 40% from three, and two of them are shooting above 45%, that increases your spacing as far as offensively, and it allows for more openings for driving lines and driving opportunities. And I thought Chelsea did a great job of reading the defense and taking what they gave her on Saturday. Hit some big threes, got her feet set. Our other perimeters do a really good job, Janelle especially, getting in and creating and kicking. Hit one off out of transition the other day, and just our team's doing a really good job of being unselfish, making that extra pass to take the best shot possible, and Chelsea knocked those down on Saturday.
And Janelle, we've seen the last couple of games changing defenses, more oriented to stopping her, keeping the ball out of her hands, and she does such a good job last week. 2 games, 11 assists, and I know this is probably your favorite number, 1 turnover against those 11 assists.
No question. I think just her command of the basketball and being able to run her offense. And the great thing is we had two teams last week that threw a couple of different defensive looks at us as far as trying to face guard her and deny her the ball full court, and she still ends up with 24 and 14. Like you said, 11 assists and only 1 turnover. So I think that speaks to the maturity of our whole team, that she can still create for others and not, maybe in years past, if someone tried to do that, we wouldn't have been able to score, we wouldn't have been able to execute offense. But I think that speaks to the maturity of this team and just the experience of this backcourt. If we can continue to execute offense, and she's still going to get looks and still get her touches, but we've got to do that within our offense.
Now, as you head after Central Arkansas, you head down to southeastern Louisiana. It's a team that, again, is trying to find itself within the conference, going to be fighting probably for a conference tournament bid toward the end of the season. So they're valuing, much like you value every possession, they're going to value every game.
No question. They shoot the ball extremely well from three. They've got a couple of players on the perimeter that can knock down the three ball, and they went to SFA early in the conference play and took them to overtime. They've got a very capable post player in Nana Poole that is a double-double threat every night. They're going to do a good job of changing up their defenses, running some zone, giving us some different looks, and we've got to be able to attack that. We played well down there last year, and I think that that will hopefully give us confidence going into their arena and being able to compete well and fight for a victory.
And also, we saw an ensemble performance last night here from the men's basketball team, where it didn't have to be just Jalen and Zeke, and with the performance of Sammy Thomas coming in with 7 big points against McNeese, she hit the 2 buckets that gave you the lead in the first half. You never look back after that. Just seems that you're developing a similar kind of depth where it doesn't have to be Janelle scoring 20. It doesn't have to be Keisha scoring 20. You're getting 3 and 4 people in double figures almost every conference game. The importance of taking that on the road.
Well, it's huge. I think, when you're limited to 1 or 2 people scoring to determine the outcome of the game, that limits you offensively. And we feel like that goes back to kind of what we do offensively in our system. Our players understand that we're going to look for the best available shot and what the defense allows us to take, but we're not going to get out of what we do. We're going to continue to execute, and being able to have people come off the bench. Sammy's minutes were huge for us. I thought just her confidence level, being able to come in the game and attack immediately and be aggressive was very good for us. I think the more we can get balance like that, the more efficient we will be. If you'll look at our numbers in conference play, I think we're up to 70 points a game in conference play. And if you look at the balance we have, you've got Janelle, Keisha, Presley, Chelsea, all right there. Double figures are right just below. And I think that if we can continue to get 4 or 5 people in double figures, you'll see our offensive output be that much more efficient.
Big game's the theme, going on the road with the target on your back as the first place team. But kind of a big game going on Sunday. It's a different sport. Super Bowl coming, Seattle, Northwestern State's own Jeremy Lane playing for the Seahawks. And you just told us you had a couple of ties there in the NFC Championship game, so you knew you had someone to root for either way with former players of yours.
Yeah, we have a couple of former players that we coached at Louisiana Tech that are married to a defensive tackle, Kevin Williams, for the Seahawks, and then defensive back, Tremont Williams, for Green Bay Packers. And so we were proud for both of them. Nice guys that work extremely hard, obviously at the top of their game in the NFL. And I think that it's an incredible opportunity for both of those guys. Tremont's won a Super Bowl, and now Kevin to have the opportunity to do that and be able to experience that with their families is pretty unique. We've got 2 Washington natives on our roster, Megan Cross and Nay Sonko, who are Seahawk fans, and I know that they're excited and they'll be watching the game on Sunday with some vested interest.
I don't know if you got any gumbo last week.
I did not. Very disappointing,
We've got to work
but I
on
heard
that.
It was great.
Now, as we talk about Super Bowl and food, it kind of goes together, but another tradition has been picking the game. You've got the tie to the Seahawks. Northwestern has the tie to the Seahawks. The Patriots have Deflategate and a little bit of vested interest. I spent last year in Massachusetts. I won't reveal my prediction, but your turn to play Swami.
I don't think we've had a Super Bowl back-to-back repeat winner in quite some time. I think Belichick and Brady, I'm not a fan. I do respect what they've been able to do, but I think New England's going to pull it out. I think it'll be a close game. I'm going to say New England by 7.